to show you how to get started with 00, also known as no evidence, no sanity runs. For these specifically, there's also no grace period, which means if the ghost spawns in, it is active immediately and can take you out. So you have to be really careful where you move across the map. But before we get started, I just wanted to show you my custom settings. These are really friendly for beginners to get started with no sanity, in my opinion. I do highly recommend that you know a lot of the ghost behaviors off the top of your head. This is a 10.7.2 multiplier. Pause the video as you need to as well. This is every single setting, ghost one and then contract. My map I like to go to is Ridgeview. Let's get started and I'll show you how to do this. I will start out with one smudge, also known as an incense. Grab salt and my tier 2 cruci. Everyone has their own preferences when it comes to tiers for different items. I would recommend tier 2 and above for mostly everything. Now the first thing I'm going to do is throw the crucifix on the ground, turn the lights on, and place my salt staggered like so. The tier 3 salt slows down the ghost. It's already hunting, you can tell by that. And the cruci protects us from being spawned on, as we talked about the no grace period there. So eyes and ears open. This ghost is crawling, a little bit hard to see. What we can see is it tried to double back on me, but I smudged it, so I'm going to keep observing it as we go around. Did step in our salt. Objects are flying left and right. Doesn't seem strong enough for a poltergeist, however. Again, normal blinks, normal line of sight speed up, and pretty basic of a ghosty, right? So ideally, when we smudge the ghost, we also have a form of a stopwatch running. That's going to help us out a lot here. Now you should be able to see the numbers on the top of the screen. That's 00. Now that's going to eliminate spirit or demon depending on what time we get when it begins its next hunt after a smudge. Immediately, we already know, since it's a regular speed ghost, all these are off the table. Moroi, Dio, Thay are the fastest ghosts on no sanity. They start ripping. Revenant typically is going to be walking very, very slow when it doesn't detect you. In our case, that was not the case. It was moving at a normal pace down those stairs. Line of sight speed up. So the Hantu does not have line of sight speed up. We know it's not a Wraith. Phantom and Oni are off the table because of its normal blinks. Wraith because it stepped in our salt. So say one hunt down, we already have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 ghosts eliminated. So I'm going to grab another smudge. At this point, I'm going to grab my parabolic, which is nice because it acts as an electronic to test for a Ridgeview. Now it's important to remember that on no evidence runs like this current one, which is close to 11x, the ghost changing its favorite room is going to be very common. We will probably have to venture upstairs at some point if we need to. Again, no shapeshifting that we observed. It was a little tough to see it on the ground. We can knock off Obake because they will shapeshift. Shapeshifts every like 12th, 27th, and 39th blink. Wasn't throwing strong enough to be a poltergeist. And JINN will sprint at us from a distance, so we can do a JINN sprint test from here. Let's bring down the ghost with our global comms. That's one way to entice it down. So yeah, we're not getting any form of a sprint at all. So that's what I like to do for JINN, is create some distance there. We'll loop it, we'll smudge it, start our timer, and I'll run to the fridge here, which is a guaranteed, not guaranteed, but it's a very, very safe spot. We still have power. However, it did not do that little sprinteroo that we needed to be a JINN while the power was on. That's important. One indication it cannot be a JINN is if we do lose that breaker. If it's a spirit, again, 3 minutes after the smudge, or the demon will hunt typically from 60 to 90 seconds. So that's in 10 seconds for us. Goryo and the Banshee will never change their favorite room. You can use the parabolic mic, of course, to listen for the Banshee scream. The tier 3 parabolic does pierce through one floor above and below on any map. I'll leave this on and drop it when the ghost starts to hunt, just because that will affect it and test for our Ridgeview that we were mentioning before. Ridgeview has a really wide detection range for electronics, and it will speed up when it's near it. So we're still not getting a hunt. This is rather peculiar. At this point, I am kind of questioning whether we have a spirit here. It's been a solid 2 minutes. Demon is probably off the table. I'm going to make an aggressive assumption there. We did not get a hunt from 60 to 90. I would not say that the speed of the hunt either time was 10% slower or faster than the normal 1.7 that most ghosts hunt at. So we can knock off twins already too. Got 2 hunts in and we already eliminated more than half the ghosts. I'm pretty damn sure we have our default ghosty or the spirit. Look at that, 3 minutes. Watch, typically it hunts at 3 minutes or around it. And just to be safe, we'll walk back inside and check for the mimic, just in case we're about to get rug pulled. Ghost is a little lost here. We'll smudge it. Let's check for those Gorbies a little more properly this time. Sometimes they do fade in and out. Okay, we can see our breath. We still have power. That's a great indication of where the ghost room is. So, no Gorbies to see. We confirm that is the ghost room. That's where the Gorbs would appear. Gonna lock in spirit here. Feeling good about the mimic not being an option because we never got ghost orbs. So the spirit in under 10 minutes, not too bad. Once you get better at doing these runs and are more confident, you'll be amazed at how fast you can get paid around, you know, anywhere from 2 to 4K really in cash on this 1072 multiplier. Feel free to use this video as a guide anytime you're forgetting how to properly do a no heavy run. But that's it for now, and I'll see you guys around. Thanks for watching.